Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mkhwanazi. We are back. It is that time of the night. Greetings, Emil.
Greetings, Mr. Anonymous.
Yes. It seems as if Fidel is in trouble.
A lot of trouble.
I'm sorry for the noise. Forgive me. He's in trouble. Yes. Let's hear his response before we start. Let's see what he said when he was called.
Plus, I didn't hear it.
Oh, yes.
Let's hear what he had to say. I didn't hear his response. I didn't get a chance to go through it because, hey, it was a lot. How, Mr. Anonymous, didn't hang.
Kuwa yonke into. Right. Sorry about that. But greetings again to you guys. This is a long. I mean, we normally do 4 hours, right?
Now
but
we have
we're
to
doing
do
6 hours. I mean, we have added 2 hours extra, right? So forgive us. We are normally going to be late. Right. Let's hear what Fidel is saying.
Thank you so much for your time and for joining us this afternoon. Just give us a reaction with regards to that which the General has put out as an allegation of you having access to that information and handling it recklessly.
Yes, certain documentation was slipped under my office door. I had to read it 3 times, maybe 4 times, because it was unbelievable. I decided that there might be a case for criminality here. So I took it to the nearest police station. Now, if General Mkhwanazi feels that you have something like top secret crime in this country, then he must step forward and say so. I certainly do not buy into that narrative. This country is tired of crime. It doesn't matter who's committing it. I don't care if it's a police general. I don't care if it's the president himself. This is where Mkhwanazi and I differ profusely. So, yes, I was in possession of evidence, of information. I took it to the police station, and if this man feels that I should be arrested for it, then let him go and lay the charge. Because South Africans should no longer have to carry the burden, the taxpayers' burden, for other people's scalamigheid. That is what it is. So here I stand today, accused by a 4-star general, a whole police commissioner, of being a possible criminal, if I'm understanding him right, if I'm listening to him right. But Mkhwanazi must make us understand why he's so desperate to have an issue of almost R1 billion worth of fraud of corruption reduced to an HR issue. Is it because he is friends with one of the accused?
So, Mr. Adams, I mean, you say this was slipped under your office door. Do you know who slipped it in? And also the General speaks of this information having been handed over to the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence. Why did you opt to take it to the police and not to the committee?
So when I received this information, I think I might have been an MP for 3 or 4 months. I haven't been in a workshop that says when you find information under your door that looks like it's criminal, this is the department you must take it to. You must also understand that this is South Africa, and in South Africa we have a culture of cover-up. Let me just refer you back to Pala Pala. How can this country not know where those millions of rands or $500,000 came from? How don't we have the right to know? Because a handful of lawmakers decided that possible corruption must be covered up. I will not be a part of a system like that. And if it costs me my parliamentary badge, then Ramaphosa must come and take it.
So in hindsight, would you still have taken it to the police as opposed to the committee, knowing what you know now?
I would 100% take it to the police. And furthermore, Mkhwanazi is on about me writing an email to the minister at 20 minutes past 8 in the morning. It might shock him. I start working at 6:30 at Parliament. He can come and check the cameras here. The other thing is that when my docket was allegedly collected here by the provincial office, he has an issue with that as well. Why does he not have an issue with me having laid a charge 1 year ago at the provincial, find an investigator? Is Mkhwanazi asking for this case to be covered up because a friend of his is implicated? Why is the general from KZN so concerned about fraud that happened in Pretoria? It's not even in his jurisdiction.
So, I mean, Mr. Adams, the commissioner spoke about the possibility of whether or not yourself, together with the DA MP, would be called to the commission. Have you been requested to appear before the commission?
I hope I'm called to appear before this commission. I really hope I am. Because today, a 4-star general was throwing out innuendos left, right, and center. If he's not brave enough to say what he feels or what he believes, let me assure you I am. There's 400 members of parliament up in here, right? 399 of them may be scared of Mkhwanazi. You tell him Fidel Adams isn't.
All right, Mr. Adams. I mean, certainly, if we go back to the issue of whether or not you would have still taken the information to the police as opposed to that, to the committee rather, given the sensitivity of that information, you still stand by the fact that this information would be taken to the police as opposed to the structures that would have needed to deal with the processes?
My lady, let me ask again. Are we so comfortable with crime in this country that I would be asked to be part of a cover-up if my eyes saw it? I've got children dying on these Cape Flats because we don't have photocopiers. Tonight, 7 of our sons will die, but people are being allowed to steal hundreds of millions of rands, and I'm being asked to make sure that this remains top secret. I will not. I repeat to you, I will not. I will face whatever comes. I will not be a part of this.
All right, that's Fidel Adams speaking to us there on the back of...
Oh, yes.
Yo.
Right. I know you guys would have liked me to actually say something on this. I know. I'm going to say it, Emil.
Say it.
I feel like Adams was played.
Say it now.
And hey, I've got a better way of saying things, I'm not going to say it without... I'm going to say it without saying it. I feel like he was played. He allowed, in my opinion, people to use him, whether he knew or he didn't know. I don't know. First of all, I'm just gonna say it. I don't buy the story of the such
Files
crucial evidence
being slid under his door,
or slid under the door
of his office.
Don't they have cameras there?
They do. It's parliament, right?
So if they slid it under the door, who did it?
I'm sure he would have went to security to find out.
Exactly. So I don't buy that story. I don't buy that story. I think someone, I'm gonna try to avoid putting people's names.
Yeah, please.
But I think someone gave this information to Fidel. And because Fidel was new in parliament, he thought, oh, well, this would actually be a breakthrough for some of the things, not realizing that he's actually being used.
He's a pawn.
He's just a pawn in the game. I would actually draw a map for you. And I would leave vacancies and you would fill those vacancies yourself.
Okay.
So there's a first person when Mkhwanazi went on a public platform to talk about this. There is a person who came out gun blazing.
Yes.
Gun blazing. Utoleza. Gun blazing.
Yes.
And upon realizing that this is not a battle that he can win easily, like the other battles he has been winning for years and years and years. Upon realizing that, he kept quiet. Up to this point, he is quiet. Okay. But there are soldiers, in my thinking, in my opinion, for this man. There are soldiers for this man. Many soldiers that are on the payroll of this man. Not Fidel. I'm not talking about Fidel. I'm talking about soldiers that are in the payroll of this man. What I think happened whatever magic that happened, that this information that Fidel was having now, this crucial information, how it came to him, I think it's one of the foot soldiers.
And Fidel had this energy when he became MP of wanting to fight corruption, wanting to do well
and then
by
someone
the people.
got close to him. Someone got close to him, as usual.
He had good intentions at the beginning.
He still has good intentions. You can hear from his speaking. He wants to fight crime.
Yes.
Whether crime is blue, yellow,
He's
white, he
burning
wants to
inside,
fight.
and he's tired like the rest of us.
But I think he was played.
Does he know that?
I think he was played. The
Has
fight
it
is bigger
registered?
than him when it comes to how the fight is going right now. And he's going to remain with the mud in his hands, I think. Kodwa inyama engayidlanga uzosala nje nobende. You know?
I mean, it had only been 3 to 4 months of him being sworn in Parliament.
And then this information falls,
Just falls on his
and then
doorstep.
someone just comes and slip it in slit that information under the door. Come on, we're not born yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We know there could be someone, but this person, this particular individual, whatever she touches, it burns. But they never burn. Whatever they touch, it burns. But Bona, that person doesn't burn. I would have taken it further. I just would like to leave it here.
No, I think it's best we leave it here.
Because I don't think Fidel is a foot soldier. He's just a
I don't
person
think he knows
who wants
what's going
to fight
He just wants
corruption.
to fight. Yeah.
And what do you do if someone comes with a document showing this interesting, explosive news as a parliamentarian? You're like, oh, I'm going to make sure that this reaches the right people. The pressure that Fidel was under, I can tell you, it coming from that sort of foot soldier, wherever they are, the pressure that came with that is such that send an email, in the evening, whatever time, the following day, you come back, you go open a case in Cape Town, the following day, you come to Joburg.
Yeah, Orlando, and you open the
And
same
you open
case.
a same case, and then you're saying there's interception.
You add.
I can tell you now, there are people who are capable of knowing the interception and whatnot. And those are people that always talk about that, in my opinion. That is not Fidel. A man wanted to fight,
Want you to do the right thing.
do the right thing. Unfortunately, we have hyenas
Hey, and
who are
scavengers.
always ready to pounce on you when we are weak.
This is why I don't like exclusive information. You bring such information here, it will sit on my desk.
Because you ask yourself certain questions. You know, people always talk about, hey, I will give you this. Why don't you become the one person who publishes all those exclusives? Why do you need people to do it for you?
Do it yourself.
And
Everyone has access
and when
to
they
social
get banned,
media.
now they have to hide you. When they get banned, now they have to hide you.
Do it yourself.
You know,
Everyone has
the
a
information
phone.
you've
got a phone. Do the content.
Because in my thinking,
Explain to people.
in my thinking,
You've got the receipts.
I think there's a head, and that head is the one that is responsible for getting information, and he gives that information to foot soldiers. Then the foot soldiers, they come with it as if this is new information that they just found themselves, but they will never tell you the source of that information all the time. Then they become the people or the face of that.
They know to cut out the right snippets of documents, the relevant pages of section, but they never show you the entire document. They know which articles from way back, dated way back, and they always have this beautiful way of putting everything together. And then at some point you have to think and ask yourself, this kind of work is not done alone.
As I'm saying,
There's this thing called
the information that we get and you get to consume as a public, it comes from a certain group, a bigger group.
Yes.
A bigger group. I'm talking about a group that you would fear facing.
Yes.
And then it filters down to the foot soldiers.
Yes.
How they are called when they come with this information, it's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But they never reveal their source unless they just want to ban someone. Small fish that happen to think, oh, Kosiami, this person is fighting crime. Let me go to this person and give him this story. Next thing you see, a person is calling you out. It does happen. I've seen it happening.
Because now even social media detectives are pulling pictures of him with firearms. Some are alleging that he was part of a gang. Go busy. Go busy.
I don't even want to go to that level. If it was, then people do change. I believe that people do change. But I'm telling you right now, politics is a dirty game.
Dirty. Yo.
And in politics, we have pawns that are standing there as if they are politicians, and we have people behind the scene that are pulling the strings.
Yes.
Those people normally they don't want to be seen.
And they don't want to be known.
And they don't want to be known. So they would share these exclusives with the people on the ground, what we call foot soldiers. And it comes to you as the information that comes from these people.
Yes.
This person always is reliable. He gets obvious.
There's layers.
They have captured or they've got something on someone who's working on an intelligence side, who's giving them that information. Then they are paying a lot of money for that. Once they realize that they need to ban that person to get to someone, they will ban that person and create a new one. But all I'm trying to say is that be careful of what you consume in the streets of the social media. I've realized upon just watching, and since Mkhwanazi, this coming out of Mkhwanazi, I have realized that I've seen all the puzzles moving. People needed to move.
Yeah.
Everyone that needed to say something to protect whatever they are protecting said something. And then I was just folding my arms and watching these people. I'm like, so this is how we play. Then you get to realize, the big fishes, there's one that came out and made noise. And then upon realizing that the alpha is actually is getting a proper stick, they disappeared. Should I say they focus on...
Maybe they're focusing on something else.
On their research. Yeah. Let's continue. I don't want to say more. If you didn't catch that conversation, it's okay. It's normal. Okay. We talk like this on purpose. Replay, think about it, feel the missing words. You'll be able to see where...
How? Nifuna ukutshela yonke into
na. So if you didn't catch what we were talking about because we didn't put names, I go fill them up. Fill in the missing
or maybe
words.
It will make sense later. Some of them always does. Aje khumbula nginitshela ngale case le ya brigadier wa 39. Utheni Mkhwanazi
ukuthi actually the fight is on, what do we call it?
Is on is it GPCI?
Yes, that's where the fight is at. That Khumalo was arrested for the hiring issue.
Yeah, the
More
the
than
corruption
anything
ones
else, yes.
were not there. I know the media made it seem like they were there. Nami, I also doubted
It's
myself
not
at
the
some
media.
point.
It's not the media who reports and say there are many, many, many cases that this person is facing.
Yay.
We will when time
find
when
yourself
the time is
doubting,
when the
Guti.
time is right, we will reveal such. There are many, many, many cases.
But then
That's-
I'm like, no, I listened to the trial. They are only talking about nepotism and all of that stuff. And the hiring of the 29-year-old and calling her brigadier. So all of them, the charge that stuck was that one. The rest, they're still under investigation by IDEC.
Exactly. And then if you follow this channel properly, because nina nkinga phela nani nina
Bayakasuka.
no, they also get angry. On top of getting angry, some of them, they only listen when it sends. Do you remember when I talked about IDEC?
Yeah, you did talk about. There was a special that was done for an entire week regarding.
I reflected on
Yes.
IDEC properly. I think if
Please
you
go back if you missed it. Just go back a few lives. The lives where I'm not there, where my face is not showing. The ones that you guys don't want to watch. Very important.
I reflected how this IDEC is gonna be a problem because of how people are talking about how they are getting support and all that, and the people coming from outside. IDEC, at some point, it feels like it will be a tool.
Yeah.
It feels like that's
This
my
was
thinking.
round one.
It feels like that, It feels like we are getting at the level of Scorpion.
Yes.
Because many people don't understand why
Scorpion got disbanded.
was disbanded. It's like, people were running away from crime. No. It was targeting, allegedly.
Yes.
That's what was said. I don't know if I need to say either it's gone in any case. Who's responsible for it?
It rebranded.
It rebranded drugs. Yeah, but it was targeting.
But yeah,
So
their
it
investigations
seems
were
as if
looking at particular individuals.
yes, if you don't want to succumb, then
You were disciplined.
Then you are disciplined using. That's how it feels like. And now this IDEC is coming under the disguise in my thinking that we are independent. But they just take anything. Look at this case.
Yeah.
For example, I don't think it was properly investigated.
Which one?
This one of Kumal. It was through the media, and that's how Scorpion was moving. Like
Yeah.
through the media,
They
many
would
cases.
make,
There are many
Videos,
cases.
shoot the footage of themselves making the high-profile arrest. But the marketing of Scorpion was phenomenal. It was unmatched.
Exactly.
So whenever they were making a high-profile arrest, cameras had to be there in all angles. All media houses were there just to capture you in handcuffs.
No. Scorpion was guys. Let me put it like this, Mtogo, so that so that you can understand. Yes, sometimes the Scorpion would arrest the right people, but also be careful of these institutions that are said to be independent, that are used to control our politicians. There's a difference between arresting people to get them arrested because they are doing something wrong, and there's a smaller difference also for we are going to use this as a proxy to actually persecute anyone who does not want to budge.
Yes.
Do you understand where I'm going? So if you don't want to budge, or you don't want to do what we say you must do, we are going to, through the media, you are going to be the most corrupt person, and then we are going to go and arrest you. And no one is going to say anything because we have told the people that should be fighting for you that you are a criminal.
Yes.
Such people are not afraid of calling you a criminal without going to court.
Yeah.
They just call you a criminal.
Yes.
They don't say allegedly, as you say. Be careful of those people.
Boldly
And they will always
declare.
say, when the time is right, we will show you, until you go to jail for 10, 20 years without being shown anything.
Yep.
So, such things also, we must be careful of them. Yes,
We need to be careful.
we want people to get arrested. The same way we want people who killed Senzo to get
to be
arrested.
arrested.
But do we want any Tom, Dick and Harry to get arrested?
Just
No.
for the sake of.
No, we
just
don't
to
want
make the
that.
case go away.
So, in each and every country, there is always that thing that is powerful than the federal, so that it can be used to make you do things that we don't want you to do. You don't want to do. If you don't listen, then we start the campaign slowly to show you, good day, we are coming for you, and then you are
It's
going
in
to
many
act.
first world countries.
Yes.
And South Africa is not excluded.
Yes, correct. So we should be careful of those things. This independent, that is actually not independent, funded by some organization that
Or
are
a
not
couple
even
of organizations.
are not even in South Africa. Those organizations.
Yeah.
You ask yourself, what interest do they have in South Africa? Or they're just sponsoring. They would come under, some of them, they would come under the disguise, say, from apartheid, what. They would make excuses. You know, be careful of that. Once you see some organization that do not make sense to you, ask yourself, what interest do these people have in our country? What do they want?
Hi guys, it's time for us now. Uthini uzero lalela mntomnyama.
Hey,
And understand.
ukuthi abantu uqinisile uzelo. People don't understand. You know, we are so hungry and eager to see people getting arrested. That is not the problem. But this is where we lose it. We lose the whole country trying to fight small battles.
Yes.
Let me put it like this. If Kumalo is arrested just for that lady,
Brigadier,
Hey.
29-year-old
Yes.
Miss Mukwele.
do we really want to put him to jail
So
and
that,
forget the rest of these 21 cases?
Cat Madlanga can be released and
Do you understand?
Somolefe can
Do
be
you-
let
do
go,
you-
the
do you
charges
want
will be
that?
dropped and stuff like that.
Do you want that? I mean, is that what we are looking for? To say, oh, you promoted someone, we are going to take you to jail so that all these other cases can stop. And then we take them to Joburg, we put them on the shelf wherever we put
Why
them.
indaba ka Miss Mukwele lula? It's an HR.
Yes, can reverse it if you need to reverse
Yeah,
it.
makuthiwa makaxoshwe
I mean,
njalo.
private companies, they do
it's
this
an
a lot
HR
to us. They
situation.
do this a lot. Why should we focus on that thing? It happens to private companies through your skin or something like that.
Nyabazi vele
No,
ama
kasini.
private companies nina nyabazi.
Your manager does not even have anything. You know that.
Ati we talk, they golf together and stuff, eh? And then
Oh.
the next thing the
Now
son
should we
and the daughter.
should we say because of that it's as if someone is working, it's fine. We want to focus on
It's an HR matter.
big issues.
I'm sure HR of the SAP.
Don't lose the
can
plot
deal with
just
that.
because you're talking about someone being promoted. It's a lady in any case. It's a good thing. I mean, ladies needs to be promoted now and then.
Bazozi promoting corruption.
Sugar. It's a lady who's feeding a family. It's fine. At least it's working.
Oh my goodness. But that
not
brigadier was
taking-
too ambitious, girl. It was too ambitious if it is true. You should just take in the job and just let things be and not hold on to titles and stuff.
So now we're going to focus on that someone stole sugar at the office. Forget about killers and everything.
Ish.
And what
Bona
does it mean being a leader? A leader chooses the battles.
Yes.
You cannot win all of them.
No, you can't.
You know, some of them, they're just collateral damage. You're like, okay, it happened, fix it, you know.
Yes.
But can we really stop all these cases? Because this is where this is going, basically. It's going there to say that arrest this person, we take these dockets to Joburg,
Yes.
put them wherever where they were. I don't know where they were collecting dust. Then the rest would be history. So, I mean, should we have a problem with a lady being promoted? No, I don't. I don't. She's working. If she was promoted and she was dead, this pogo, that's a different
There's a
situation.
crisis of that
I mean,
ghost
people are
employees
paying
in the
ghost.
government sector.
We have a problem with the lady being promoted.
Uhola umholo wepugu eziyi-10 ehlele ekhaya or only having one job.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Because we cannot talk about it without saying
But this thing
allegedly.
has been happening, eh? It's
You know,
been more than decades.
I didn't see people angry like this. I didn't
It's
see
been
them.
happening this thing and business in Zangathi asiyiboni.
I never, some of them don't even know that there were things like that talked about. You know, should we focus on that? With the ladies promoted, it's fine. Promoted. Wherever she's working. In any case, that is what matters. It's an HR thing that can be dealt with.
HR can deal with that. I mean, it's not something that a whole high-profile cases should stop.
And I'm sure
because
they are going to give a proper, not even a proper explanation, but there's going to be a way of dodging a bullet. I'm fine with that.
You're fine.
She's not stealing anything.
You can't win every battle.
Yes, choose the battles that
You
can.
have to choose.
Between Vusicat going to jail, for example, and this lady being taken out and Vusicat going free, which one would you choose?
Hayi ugele ngahlala emsebenzini.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Exactly.
It's
Let's continue with life. We've had you. She's a South
It's
African.
fine.
It's fine.
Akabulalanga muntu.
Cha, uyasebenza. Anganini emsebenzini yenu nina nikhuluma kangaka emsebenzini yenu nina uphethwe ama degree ayi4 uphethwe manager engenayo ngisho elilodwa
Hey, uphethe matric.
tshela ngeexperience. Yes, of experience. Do you have a problem? You don't have a problem. You don't raise this. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay, fine. We understand it's wrong. Because maybe someone was going to be promoted. Yes, it is wrong. But that person that's going to be promoted did not lose a job, right? So it's an issue of pay grade. It can be sorted through HR.
HR must deal with that decisively. And
Lindy, thank you very much. Emily.
oh yes, it was day 2 of the Madlanga Commission, and Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi continued with his testimony, okay? He said that the manipulation of police dockets by politicians and business people is not just historical, it's ongoing, right? And he also said that he insists that the political killings task team was disbanded unlawfully due to political pressure, right? So now, I'm going to start a little bit earlier where they mentioned, my highlight was when they mentioned Merida Haas. How many of you guys still remember Professor Merida Haas? We talked about her briefly on the channel many, many years ago because she was advocating for the safety of Warrant Officer Makubu. Do you remember that? Yes, the researcher, professor of something, I forgot. But yes, she's been very vocal even on this Mkhwanazi situation as well. But then Advocate Harrison, the DPP of KZN, wrote a letter. In this letter where he was addressing, or she was addressing the situation, she was talking about Professor Merida Haas, and in this letter she was talking about seeing her. He said, Advocate Harrison said that there had been no communication to her office about this issue. It's of concern that her office remained unsure of what the correct position it is regarding the existence of the political killings task team. And then I quote, she said, a Miss Merida Haas has been very vocal regarding the disbandment of the task team and the fact that it continues to operate. She said, my office has had to indicate to her that I have received no formal correspondence regarding this disbandment. Despite this response, the concern continues to be a problem. And Merida Haas was for the disbandment of the political killings task team at the time. And also, Senzo Mkhunu did not inform the DPP of KZN about the disbandment of the political killings task team. And also, there were cases of intimidation that were withdrawn that they discussed and they talked about. And also, there were questions about the decisions that were made by the NPA. There were 2 murder cases. One was in Tuzuma, 242 of murder. The NPA's guidance to take the case for formal inquisite instead of a trial despite strong evidence of premeditated murder. And the second case was that of case 2335 of 2018. It's also a murder case, and it said that unreasonable demanding additional evidence enrolled the case despite overwhelming evidence which links the suspect to the case. Then they also mentioned or addressed the point of speedy trials delayed. Now, in this, they are saying that the accused were granted bail whilst they were on bail. And Advocate Silo asked Mkhwanazi to give an example of what he meant by that. And he said that there was a case, of Mr. Sfiso Khadebe, a well-known hitman, who was arrested in IB's case 91 of April 2017. It was a matter of a councillor, Tobela, who was granted 10,000 rands bail while out on bail. So he committed another offense as per IBIS 869208 and the discharging of a firearm, and was granted 1,000 rands bail. So he was on bail for another case. And then he did another offense while he's on bail for another case. And then he committed another offense, and then he got another bail for that offense. So generally, they were talking about how there needed to be work done and improvements made when it came to how they handled the bail applications.
And how can you get a bail after a bail? Isn't a bail something that should come, in my opinion, once?
It should.
Why are you getting a bail while you are on bail?
I don't understand. You're not a first-time offense. Why are you getting bail? So something really wrong is going on in the judiciary. So for people who are wondering, how is the judiciary? These are little elements.
Little details that are not explained clearly as to why people are getting bail while they are on the other bail. And normally these people that they give bails to, they come back and do drastic things.
Yes.
After that, because I mean, you are giving a surety that you are capable of going out, even if you commit heinous crime.
And then they gave another example of Umzimkulu case 11210 of 2018, possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition, and the person was granted 2,000 rand bail. Bail was opposed on all cases, but it was unsuccessful. Mkhwanazi said that these are some of the challenges that they face, that when a person is being accused of a serious murder, arrested and granted bail of 10,000 rands, they commit other serious crimes, thereafter possession of firearm, but still given bail. It simply means that the court is not taking seriously the risk that the individual has in society, and that if he keeps getting granted bail because of murder, sorry you guys, Mr. Anonymous, I need my equipment set up there.
Your equipment? No, you can set it up. It does not disturb anything from because. So you can set it up. It's not a problem.
I think it's easier this way because, looking at this phone is rather difficult, and I haven't updated it, so it keeps moving and stuff. So yes, and then also on the case that he was talking about, they also mentioned Sfiso Ntuli, accused number 5 in the Senzo Mewa trial. Mr. Anonymous.
I am listening.
I wasn't ready for that.
No, if it happened, it happened. Remember, the aim for me, we know that Siso Guhle has his own problems.
I wasn't ready for that. The fact that he also committed crimes while he was out on bail.
We know that Siso Guhle is there because of the crimes that he committed. We know
Which
that
makes
because
me
he was
wonder.
arrested by Warrant Officer Makubo, right?
Yes.
And I mean, everything was done properly, right?
Yes.
He is not fussy about the arrest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I'm not surprised to hear him being mentioned. But one thing for sure, that would have meant there was too much power at play for you to get
There
a
was
second
way
bail.
too much power.
Which then would explain the situation that made Tifo to feel uneasy about the representatives of accused number 5.
Yes.
You know, those are things that you have to look at. You know, that's the only thing that can actually be an aha moment for me to say that maybe there is what we call fire, or what we call it, to what Tifu was saying. There's
something
there's
there.
something
There's
there.
smoke.
There's meat. There's smoke there. Yes.
There's smoke, and there's no smoke without a fire.
Yes.
So Fiso Ntuli was arrested, charged, and sentenced at Parkfontein Case 50 of June 2016 for 4 times attempted murder charges. He appealed and was granted bail. And whilst on bail, he was arrested and charged on 4 murder cases. While he was on bail, he was arrested and charged for 4 murder cases. Nongoma case 30 of April 2016, 391 2016, and Nongoma 88, as well as 127 Nongoma, all of them in 2018. There was also a charge of possession of unlicensed firearm and ammunition, and Nongoma case 285 of 2017 and Nongoma case 147 of 2018 June, that he is alleged to have committed while on appeal. So there was a case where he got a conviction, apparently, and he had to wait for an appeal because he had appealed the conviction that he got. While he was still waiting for that appeal, he committed another offense.
It's political killing, right?
Yeah.
So you can almost understand why. And you see now, I had many people making saying similarities. We see similarities between Mkhwanazi,
those people in that house were never
between Mkhwanazi and someone that I won't mention. We see similarities. I'm like, hey, do you know what you are talking about, Mar?
Usually you're not listening. There's a huge vast difference from that gentleman and the other gentleman and how they unpack their evidence. Too much of a difference.
There are no loopholes there.
No.
We're not talking
You
about...
cannot compare things that are incomparable.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. They may sound the same with the tone of their voices, but
No,
how they articulate, I'm assuming that's what the comparison is coming from. Is maybe it's the tone of how they
Have you ever had a subsequent there?
No.
No.
I did not.
We don't join sentences subsequently to that.
No.
No, there is no such. There we are sober there. We talk, we stop where we need to stop.
No, guys, stop it.
And
also what's making me realize about this is that hayibo ngabe ungenile kula zaspaza house. Hayi.
What made me even laugh the story of the Spaza house is that how can a guy who is a striker when it comes to murdering
be the one
be
to
the
drive
ones
away
to drive away
and not even enter.
And you actually wanted to assassinate someone.
I'm good. There's nothing that can convince me otherwise, guys. The more I find out about the crimes this man committed, I'm like, icon. It cannot be that those people were able to get away, bomapopola bahlala ema-bathroom and all of that stuff.
Send kids like Wontanzi.
No. Abanye bajumpa amabonda or bajumpa amagate. Hayi guys, ningadlali ngathi.
Send kids like Wontanzi, kukhona striker.
Hayi ngeke.
A man who could have done this alone, one man. We are talking about the stories. Have you heard the crimes that this man said
But
he
abantu
committed?
bebebuka ibola stadium somewhere when I was still doing my research.
Yes.
And they were witnesses. Wabalanda in a stadium in front of people. What the hey Nina. Hi. Uzanidlala ngathi. So findings of 2019.
But I'm sharing a stick.
But I'm sharing ngale nto le akatumelo le.
Bamshaya into yatumelo.
Crutch.
Hey majaji.
Kahleni guys.
Inkunzi engena stadium kugcwele kuthiwa bekuyirally, was it a football or rally?
I think it was a rally
Hey.
at the stadium. It was a rally.
Uzothi wena uyishaya ngestick. Wayishaya ngestick maqede wapopola.
Anmen kancane.
One man could have finished that show. One man.
Guys.
Uthi umshaya ngestick.
The 7 people that were in the house, guys. Ayikho lento lena. Angiyiboni kahle mina angiyiboni.
Not mentioning accused number 3. Ngoba naye is one of the few that 2 of them actually could have stopped the show.
Professionals at analyzing.
And then you tell
And
me
not and trying if by all means not to leave anything,
Umshaya
any
ngama-crash.
evidence behind.
wavumela omunye
They-
wajumpa ubonda maqeda wajumpa igate futhi
Hayi,
avume ufisa ukudla avume yonke lonto le
hayi guys.
omunye wapopola
Back
omunye
to the drawing
wama
board.
wapopola wabuka wathi ngiyambuka lapha uthe masehambile ngase ngiyaphuma.
Hi, maybe it's time to reconsider Warrant Officer Makubo and Colonel Buthelez's findings.
Wapopola
It's time to reconsider that.
omunye bamshaya ngendololwane befuna ukuthatha ifoni but ngendololwane bengeka ube ibullet leyo ndololwane kuthi ufisa ukudla lo ngene lapha
Iyo.
ushaya ngendololwane omunye wacabanga ukuthi usenzo yamhaga.
Hey, Bakit, there was not gonna be any time for that. Ngabo ufisa ukudla ukhona lapha yana wangena. There was never gonna be chance
uthi uyamhaga
for all of the hugging and
uyamprotector umhaga sakumprotector kanti sobemdubulile yayibona nje lonto le. But it's fine.
Let's continue. They're saying that the political related cases, especially murder, are organized in nature with different role players carefully identified. That is hitmen, spotters, coordinators, and individuals at the top who are ordering the hits. Most cases are dependent on Section 204 witnesses that are part of the syndicate, especially when the investigation has to be conducted against individuals or top officials or politicians and tenderpreneurs. Politicians and tenderpreneurs are like this. So the involvement of politicians and business people possess a threat of attachment to bribe the criminal justice system or criminal justice personnel. If fails, then attempts to turn Section 204 against the state. It fails, then they kill the state witnesses, which results in the case being withdrawn. The lack of dedicated prosecutors as well as some of the challenges that they were having, and prosecutors that are on these allocated cases. Then another challenge they spoke of was the trial ready cases being postponed for a longer period due to the unavailability of dedicated magistrates. There's also the repetitive granting of bail to accused who are already on bail, and all of this was coming from the report that they actually prepared to the minister in 2019. There were also recommendations that were made to Advocate Batoy, who is the National Director of Public Prosecutions, a dedicated courtroom for processing of the political related cases. There also was a recommendation that dedicated preferable prosecutors and magistrates that were to deal with these cases. There was also a recommendation for the appointment of a permanent KZN DPP. Police officials to be security officials in witness protection program. When we speak of whistleblowers, we're talking about police that are dedicated to taking care of whistleblower situation and type of stuff. So that has to be accommodated for, and it was one of the recommendations that was made. Advocate Harrison also recommended a database for all political killings task team cases. She was asked if the political killing task team still exists since Mkhwanazi failed to communicate the disbandment to her office. Mkhwanazi said that he could not respond to the letter that Harrison had sent since he was still focused on facilitating this decision of disbanding the political killings task team. He wanted it to be reversed in order to mitigate these challenges. So this led to a criminal case docket also being registered, which he could not talk about much, and it was subject to all of these things that had happened. So regarding the disbandment of the political killings task team, Commissioner Madlanga wanted to know what that case was about, and Mkhwanazi said that it was a defeating the ends of justice case against the people that were involved with regards to the stopping of this investigation. And as to what happened that led to the disbandment of the political killings task team, so we have another situation of Senzo Meyiwa case where now police officers are also opening defeating the ends of justice cases.
Yes.
So Mkhwanazi said that he would rather mention those people that he's suspecting of this towards the end of his appearance before the commission, and that will happen after he has put reasons as to why they opened this case against those individuals. There were also efforts to stop the disbandment. Mkhwanazi read a statement that said that on the 27th of January 2025, he was interviewed by ENCA during the Police Day celebrations. And during this interview, he said that he believed that the minister issued the directive to disband the political killing task team because someone had whispered in the minister's ear that the team was investigating cases that might link his or her associates. His conclusion was informed by the fact that objective evidence within the police structures militated against the dissolution of the task team. He concluded that the decision was influenced by information other than that at the disposal of the police and served the interest of those impacted by the ongoing investigations. Talking about your Madlanga, Molefe. So, yabo. In that interview, he said that he also stated that there should not be someone from head office influencing the minister to destroy or attempt to destroy the investigations. So this is, one would say, fresh after finding out, because he said he found out about the disbandment via a WhatsApp message he got from Brian Mkhwanazi at the 2nd of January 2025.
Yeah.
So the political killing task team was now fighting criminal syndicates involved in the political killings on the other hand, and at the same time had to contend with forces within the state apparatus indirectly fighting the political killing task team through the executive, the minister, and highly placed members of the SAPS with the view to sabotage critical investigations. He said that he was aware that after this interview, there was going to be a target on his back, and it had grown exponentially. However, he simply could not keep quiet and allow the minister to make this drastic decision at this stage, and he did not yet know the person. And he said that he mentioned it in that interview that Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi, who has since been confirmed by the minister himself, is an associate of the minister. He called him a comrade via a private call that he had with a particular lady. I forgot her name. But she recorded him. He was linked to Madlanga, who is a prominent cartel. So remember that Brown Mkhwanazi was linked to Vosmosiket Madlanga, who is a prominent cartel member. currently under investigation in Gauteng and a direct target of organized crime unit investigations, is assisted by members of the task team as part of GCI Ops. Then they turned to the briefing of the 6th of July, and the people who were involved in trying to infiltrate the police work involved members of parliament and people that were in the SAPS and criminal justice system. The role played by Fidel Adams, who is a member of parliament, and Mkhwanazi, Barnard, who is a member of the DA. So the main concerns with Adams was that the unauthorized access to the intelligence information and his reckless use of this thereof. So there was a brief interruption that came from Madlanga, and he wanted to add that notices will go out to the respondents who are implicated, or the people that are implicated. The implicated persons will not be prejudiced. So that's where your Fidel Adams have now said that they are going to be testifying. They've written that they are going to go and tell their side of the story at the commission. So Mr. Adams appeared to have came into the possession of intelligence information, and this information is classified that Mr. Adams should not be in possession of. And I happen to agree with this. This is not just willy-nilly information, okay? Intelligence information cannot just miraculously land in the hands of a civilian.
Under your door.
Under your door.
That's why I still say I don't believe that was the case. Let's press the like button, guys, please.
And
press the like button, please. Please press the like button on both gadgets if you're using both. Press the like button.
And worse, this information is financial information. You know, that requires bank accounts access or something like that. Seeing the picture in financial statements and things like that. So that is not information that just willy-nilly lands on the hands of a civilian. No, it is information that is intended for another structure of parliament. If it comes to his possession as a lawmaker, as a person who is serving in parliament, he ought to know that when he's in possession of such information from crime intelligence, that it is classified. It must be handed over to something that they call the Joint Standing Committee of intelligence, so that it can be interrogated regardless of the status of that information. So it seems like Mr. Adams didn't even know the processes that he had to take should such information land on his doorstep. He had 3 months.
That's why I'm saying that he was probably played by the hyenas that were already in a game before he even thought or dreamed of being in parliament.
And also Mkhwanazi was saying that this is the expectation that one has towards a lawmaker. Remember, as a member of parliament, you are a lawmaker, basically.
Yes.
So such as Mr. Fidel Adams, because this classified information is involving personal information of individuals that deposited at crime intelligence or extracted by crime intelligence when the crime intelligence is conducting the vetting process for security clearance for individuals. It's a very sensitive information because it digs deeper to your personal information, your relatives, your criminal records, and everything that the state wants to test in order to confirm whether you qualify to be given a security clearance certificate or not. Such as clearance would then allow you to be in possession of such sensitive material. The same applies to the members of the Joint Standing Committee in Parliament, and it is only those members of the Joint Standing Committee in Parliament that are vetted, and their information is in disposal of the intelligence structure, and once they pass, the vetting certificates are issued to them, and that is the entry for those politicians to become members of Joint Standing Committee. Oh guys, sorry, my nose is irritated. I don't know why. So it is not open for everyone, he said. So even members of parliament, before they are given security clearances, their information is shared with crime intelligence. So you see the sensitivity of this information.
Yes.
It's very highly unlikely that it can just land at somebody's door.
No.
So Mr. Adams...
I think the problem of Adams right now is when he goes there, I don't think that story is going to fly.
It's not.
You see, the journalist just brushed it off.
Yeah.
But I don't think
But she repeated the question to maybe perhaps help him realize the importance of what just happened to him. There are certain questions that the journalist of Newsroom Africa was asking, and they repeated them, I heard, more than once. So it's something that he really needs to think about. Is he going to be the sacrificial lamb? Don't know. Well, also, Mkhwanazi was saying that he doesn't know what is the reason that he wasn't a part of the joint committee, perhaps that he will have to answer himself. And in this regard, he said, Fidel Adams is not a member of the Joint Standing Committee of Parliament. He's just a member of the Committee of Policing Committee. Yes. So even his information is not in that crime intelligence for security clearance yet, because he just joined parliament and he's still at the committee for police. But in this regard, he said, we know that he serves in the portfolio committee of the police, which is an oversight structure of government. He is there as a public representative that holds us accountable, meaning them as the SAPS, on how they perform their functions as the police in an open account. So on the use of any funds on a secret account, the accounting role of that is within the Joint Standing Committee of Intelligence. Mr. Adams is not a part of it, but he recklessly handled intelligence information, not only in Parliament, but he took it out to the public. Mkhwanazi, in his suggestion to Mr. Adams and how he was supposed to handle this, he said that Mr. Adams is a parliamentarian who is a lawmaker, who is supposed to know the law. I remember there was a time that the CIC was having an interview. I don't remember when, it was many years ago, but he was speaking about how when they joined parliament, there was a lot of things that they didn't understand and they didn't know. Their rules, right? That they needed to give themselves time to study, to look at, to understand.
I think it's about time that we treat the people in parliament the same way we treat them. Treat people at the private corporate. Why I'm saying that is such things as saying that you don't know, you didn't know some of the things that you're supposed to do as a parliamentarian. I find it very crazy for my own liking, because I don't understand. These people should have test assessment.
Nah.
Yes.
Because they pass laws.
More especially to test first their level of thinking, and to also test if they understand the duties that they bear. What duties do you have as a parliamentarian? What are you supposed to do if you are faced with a certain scenario?
Yes.
Such things, weekly or monthly, or if I think monthly, they should have a refresher of some sort. Like the same way companies do. Sort of a refresher.
Just continuous reading. Just keep your brain
because you can't
fit.
Give such a lame excuse of saying that you did not know what you were supposed to do because you.
Then why didn't you ask someone who's been there? Did you even
read the whole? I think I'm sure there's a booklet that
there's a book that they get of rules and stuff, and apparently it's not a walk in the park. You need to read it. You need to read that book, apparently, because that's what I heard from EFF people. They were like, when they first got into parliament, it wasn't a walk in the park. They had to understand the protocol and the rules and all of that. And they had to understand what to say, what not to say, what to do with certain information when you get it, stuff like that. So that's very important as well. It should be something that, must do when you're a member of parliament. So the National Intelligence Act, he said, is the law that the lawmakers must know and comply with. It is expected that he knows that this information is an information that is supposed to be deposited to a different structure or an oversight body of parliament so that it can be handled with sensitivity it deserves. But unfortunately, he did not do that. He did not do that. So he said that this commission is here to help us answer the question of how involved are politicians and other private people, including police officers. How are they involved in interrupting the work of the security cluster? Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi says that this commission is here to help us answer how politicians, private individuals, and even police may be involved in disrupting the work of the security cluster in administering this criminal justice system. This is but one that you are going to see at the end of how Mr. Adams' actions is impacting to the work that the team is doing. Khumalo is the project manager, who is the divisional commissioner of crime intelligence. Khumalo becomes aware of what is happening in Gauteng province, and he registers a case internal in crime intelligence that is running as a project. It's that case that links to these high-profile cases. The Molefes, Matlalas get arrested. As you are going to see the picture later, it is an operation within crime intelligence. The GCI Ops, not the political killings task team. These actions that follows from then onward, how they are going to link it to work or to the work of the GCI Ops. And he said that it's a picture that he will show towards the end. General Mkhwanazi alleged that in 2024, Adams opened 3 criminal cases in Cape Town. He said that these cases, what was contained in them did not even warrant registration of such cases. He said that there was no element of crime in this complaint. So he said that the complaints had no element of crime, but were about SAPS vetting procedures. As Adams had access to classified records in crime intelligence of the secrets that he should not be in possession of. But then he took those records to the police station and opened a case about that. Mr. Adams further claimed that there is an abuse of the secret fund account, and he does not have an oversight. He does not know the budget allocated because he is not a part of the committee. So it's been 3 months. He did not know what crime intelligence is allocated as a budget. He did not know what they were supposed to do with the funds that they were receiving.
Let's press the
I don't know if
button,
Mr.
guys.
Adams realizes how much he's in trouble. I don't think he realizes that. I heard him mentioning Pala Pala and all of
This is where you. This is that like what I realize right there is that his way of understanding politics is still not yet there.
Hey.
Because this is more, it has to do with politics, whether you like it or not. It has to do with politics. So in this case, already the people who are sitting there, one way or another, people have this belief that they are for more than against, allegedly. So you are going to, at some point, you are going to have to explain yourself to those people. Now, you cannot speak like that. Speak on it's a faction,
Yes, I don't think he even understands.
Yeah, you are already casting aspersions, and it's not something that is gonna. I don't think it's gonna be welcomed on that commission that you are so eager and itching to go to. You might have difficulties and looking
You'll
at
be
how
confined to this.
Yeah, looking at how you react emotionally. I don't think you are at that level of being emotionally intelligent, in my opinion, because you wouldn't have shouted and spoke some of the things that you said.
And when you
there.
respond like this, they're gonna chew you
They
up.
want you like that. And I mean, these people have been doing law for as
years.
far as I can remember. So we are going to a hole that has a snake.
He should get some form of legal advice before he goes there, because
Let's press the like button, guys. Heading to 200, please.
So he said that, so his allegation is that this secret fund account, these funds are being channeled to places where they are not supposed to go, including the procurement of vehicles for a political killings task team in KwaZulu-Natal. I wonder if there was evidence to this effect. And as a complainant, he was supposed to provide for this. He should have been able to demonstrate that this money was spent here for this resource. He further claims that this political task team is a private entity that provides services to the former Minister of Police, Bheki Cele. And that is what was put in a statement he disposed in a police station. He accused that the team is basically an armed force of General Cele. I haven't heard these allegations for the first time coming like this. I've heard them from somewhere before. And then the other case that he opened was that he raised concerns, or he's challenging the appointment of one Miss Mkhwanazi, who was appointed as a technical support service at the Crime Intelligence Division. So he claims that this appointment was irregular and it should not have happened. We're talking about the 29-year-old was a brigadier, or given the brigadier title. These cases were registered on the 29th of October 2024 in Cape Town. 2 days later, on the 31st of October, Mr. Adams lays the same complaint and lays the same identical charges at Orlando Police Station in Johannesburg. Then he raised his complaints to Gauteng. 3 cases are registered this time around in Orlando. On the 1st of November, Mr. Adams sends an email to Senzo Mkhunu, the Minister of Police, and he's complaining that there are efforts to undermine investigations related to these cases.
Preempting what could happen, or what was going to happen if it was.
So, and therefore he's requesting the minister to intervene. This email is attached as a reference that he sent to the Minister of Police. He claimed that the dockets had been intercepted. It's been 2-3 days. Already he was saying that the email, the dockets that were opened had been intercepted. Mkhwanazi said that he did not know what that meant. A statement was deposed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the case is registered at 8 o'clock at night. But 2 days later, he claims that there has been an interception. And by the time he claims the docket had not even been allocated an investigating officer yet. But already he's moving to another province to complain about that. He also said to the minister that he had been notified the Gauteng Police Department had followed the same modus operandi as the Western Cape Provincial Commissioner and is interfering in the investigation process. So this aided in creating that impression that the police are not helping, or they're covering each other, or there is corruption, or all of that. So it supported that allegation that if that's what he was wanting to do, it was working towards that. But then 2 days, 3 days, I don't know if that's enough time. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe if you would have stretched it a bit more, like given it a bit more time. Like, do you think there was someone advising him throughout this process of going police station to police
yes,
station?
I think there was someone whispering in his ear,
Telling him what to do.
and like,
It's so
please
strange.
make sure you open the case. I think that one has been intercepted. My sources are telling me that, like, I can foresee that happening. I don't think he's a person who's this much reckless, considering that he grew up in Cape Town, right? He's a person who probably understands the street smart.
Yeah.
Right. But then for him to act this way and yeah, it can only be explained through I almost sounded wrong. But it's fine. But it just has a person. It has a personality. It leaves whoever that was speaking behind. I feel like I can imagine if you have been noticing the pattern of how things are done by certain people, you could almost be able to pinpoint who that person was who was whispering and how connected that person is.
It was too rushed. Everything was such a rush. Everything was too fast. It didn't give people time to respond. Everything was just fast, quick. So the minister forwarded this letter to the National Commissioner and requested that the National Commissioner to give him a response by the 4th of November, which was 3 days later. The National Commissioner's office acted on that by directing a division in the police that is responsible for dealing with complaints, which is the Division of Inspectorate, Lieutenant General Jacobs. So General Jacobs, upon receiving the complaints, they acted upon by trying to reach out to the complainant, Mr. Adams. They were not successful in trying to get a hold of him and elaborate on what this complaint was about. And they said that they read through the complaint and the dockets he had registered, and they could not find anything that registered this complaint, that there was interference with the investigation. And the complaint was not availing themselves. The complainant, Mr. Adams, was not availing himself. So he goes, opens cases, 2 different police stations, and now they are looking for him. The inspectorate is looking for him, and he's not found. Yabo. So Mkhwanazi revealed that as General Jacobs of the inspectorate was busy looking for Mr. Adams to follow up on his complaints, then suddenly IDEC, which is an independent body within the NPA, came to the inspectorate to demand the dockets. So these dockets ended up with IDEC. IDEC operates outside of the police. General Jacobs had refused to hand over the dockets to Gauteng. Then IDEC wrote to Head of Crime Detection in Police, Lieutenant General Sintumule. They wrote to her requesting the dockets, and she then contacted General Jacobs and asked General Jacobs to release the dockets to IDEC. IDEC is led by an individual and it is an entity of the NPA. To date, those dockets are sitting with IDEC. So IDEC is the very same people that arrested General Khumalo and the others. So Mkhwanazi said that he got information through his sources. They are the ones that gave him that letter that he was using to testify from IDEC, that there are activities happening in IDEC that are not in line with what the purpose of the formation of the entity is. There are 2 structures within IDEC. There's a good structure that deals with the Zondo Commission. And then there's another structure that is malicious, that is used as a weapon to further disrupt the criminal justice system. When they saw the disruption of the investigation of the Gauteng counterintelligence operations, they then began to ask themselves, why was this happening? What is not talked about in the media is not known is the arrest of General Khumalo. So when this arrest happens, it means that this investigation must stop immediately because these people are now arrested. Wow.
Exactly. Choose your battles.
Wow. So the chief of staff had no knowledge of the contents of the dockets in the letter that he addressed to IDEC because he said the allegations were about General Masemola, while the complaints in the dockets related to General Khumalo. So the nature of the complaint was not correct. This is what Advocate Sillo wanted to put on record. That IDEC did file a complaint and they made allegations, but their letter or their allegations, they were directing them to General Masemola, while in the docket, the person that is being hunted is General Khumalo. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi said that on the 11th of November, the minister's office, through Chief of Staff Mthokozi Sinkabinde, directed a letter which he signed personally to the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption, this is IDEC, regarding the case dockets opened in Cape Town and Orlando. The matter is of a serious nature involving the corruption of the police, therefore they are inviting IDEC to investigate these cases. Mr. Jacobs referred to this issue to the legal services of the SAPS, General Ngamani. All the complainant's statements consisted of hearsay evidence, which was inadmissible in court, and this is information that was critical to ensure a proper investigation. While the allegations made by the complainant were serious in nature, they are unsubstantiated at this stage. The complainant's statements can be described as vague, an accusation rather than an account of factual details that fall within the complainant's personal knowledge, and the inspectorate agreed with the legal services of SAPS, but nonetheless the dockets were registered. So there was not much evidence to back up these allegations, is what they are saying in a nutshell. So the complainants that Mr. Adams put the case concerning the appointment of Ms. Mukwele as head of the technical support services at Crime Intelligence. Mkhwanazi said that this is an individual that was appointed at Crime Intelligence, which formed the basis of one of the cases registered both in Cape Town and Orlando. All of the complaints, or of all the complaints that were presented in all these dockets given to IDEC, the only arrest that the entire team is based on was Ms. Mukwele, that was appointed from BMW coming to Crime Intelligence. It is based on that. It's not about the case that Adams had opened, about new case that was later registered by the very same Mr. Adams. So he said that Mr. Adams talked about corruption and all of that and opened the cases, and then when he goes to Orlando, he adds an additional case of Ms. Mukwele. On a different statement that he now deposed in January 2025. It was not part of these ones that he opened in October. The arrest was effected on a new complainant by Mr. Adams, and this was a strategy employed to make sure that one problem needs to be fixed, and this problem is to stop the investigation of this illegal substance cartel in Gauteng. And the common person is Khumalo in the center. So they just wanted to get rid of Khumalo according. So Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi also brought in the DA member, Ms. Diane Krochla-Barnard, a veteran lawmaker, is how he described her in Parliament. She's also a member of the Joint Standing Committee of Intelligence, which deals with covert funds. So she's also one of the leaders in the legislature participating in breaking the law and fueling malicious attacks with Crime Intelligence. He read from a letter that Ms. Krochla had written and put on social media. And in this letter, they said the Democratic Alliance is calling for the immediate and thorough investigation of the recent purchase of a multi-million rand commercial property in the Crime Intelligence Division of South African Police in Bria in Durban. This purchase, approved by high-ranking officials within Crime Intelligence, raises serious concern due to the vast amount of taxpayers' money involved, especially as it follows a previous highly questionable property acquisition in Pretoria to the tune of 22.7 million rands. A matter that the Inspector General of Intelligence confirmed is now being investigated. These forces for the Crime Intelligence people to defend themselves, divulging into information that they are not supposed to share in public spaces. This was coming from General Mkhwanazi, and he said that the platform that they have to vet, that is Inspectorate of Intelligence and Parliament. So General Khumalo will come and testify to this in the commission. Remember how I was telling you that even with their arrests, it's highly unlikely that they were going to say anything. I remember saying this a couple of months ago in the news broke out, that they're not going to say much because they're working under intelligence. Most of the things that they deal with, they are not for public. So General Mkhwanazi said it there. So he received the WhatsApp from Mr. Brown Mkhoti as well, and he leaked the chief of staff. And then he said that he asked if he knew him. and realizing that he was a close associate to the minister, Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi was linked to the underworld figures, and the minister denied this person and later confirmed that he knew him as a comrade. There was a lady who recorded the telephone conversation and she had with Mkhunu, and Mkhunu admitted that he knew Brown Mkhwanazi as a comrade, but they did pause on this part of evidence and they said they were going to continue with it tomorrow. Then General Mkhwanazi also mentioned, Mr. Anonymous, that back in 2011 he deposited a statement at the Zondo Commission but was never invited to testify. And he also added the patterns and modus operandi that was used in crime intelligence back then and that it still exists today. So Mkhwanazi said that when he appeared before the portfolio committee and mentioned Brown Mkhwanazi, Minister Senzo Mkhunu on record in Parliament denied knowing him but later acknowledged that he was. Now let's get to the juicy part. He mentioned Mkhwanazi Madlanga as one of the individuals who had been enjoying too much privilege from law enforcement. Okay. Mkhwanazi testified as to how Mkhwanazi Madlanga boasted to a businessman about how Shadrack Sibiya would succeed Lieutenant General Godfrey Lebeya as the next Hawks head. DPCI. Remember, Godfrey Lebeya went into retirement a couple of months ago.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, Mkhwanazi Madlanga was sure that Sibiya was going to take that position.
It's me.
Mkhwanazi adds that the telephone call occurred while Madlanga was in prison. Mkhwanazi said that the conversation between Madlanga and Mr. Rafadi is a clear demonstration of the influence that crime syndicates have on law enforcement agencies. And he also put it in there that with regards to this DPCI position that they said Sibiya was going to get, he said, I'm going to put my person there. What did he say? He's going to put one of his persons.
So he was
saying that the DPCI post must have, the person who gets that position must have served 7 years without interruption. And remember, General Sibiya was suspended at some point for quite some time. So they have to count again to 7 years before he can become the head of DPCI. So Madlanga's response to Mr. Rafadi is that they gave it to General Sibiya already. So this is commissioners, the communication that happened preceding even the panel coming together to sit and assess applicants and conduct interviews and so forth. And this is what Madlanga was saying. And he said that they know that the filling of the vacancy of the DPCI head is the responsibility of the Minister of Police. Perhaps Mr. Madlanga knew something that they didn't know. Madlanga formed a significant part of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi's testimony today at the Madlanga Commission, and he revealed how Madlanga had enjoyed the privileges of law enforcement agencies. Mkhwanazi said that one of the privileges that Madlanga enjoyed was that his vehicles would be registered by the Deputy Chief of Police in Ekurhuleni as if they were official municipal vehicles. Remember how we're talking about how the wife was transporting the children with blue lights to school? This is probably how that came to be. That the vehicles were registered under the municipality.
Is that news? Oh, well.
He said that he took these vehicles and he caused the municipality to take the blue lights that belong to municipality. The blue lights are supposed to be for the law enforcement vehicles within municipality. And he fitted those blue lights in these vehicles. And these vehicles were then given to Mr. Madlanga. He said that he also wanted to indicate in terms of the Traffic Act, the only authorized bodies to be able to drive with blue lights on the streets are law enforcement, which would include SAPS, the Metro Police, Traffic Police, as well as the Military Police of the Defense, said Mkhwanazi. He also detailed how Madlanga was caught with a cell phone inside his prison cell at Koshimampuru Correctional Services Facility. He said this was done with the assistance of the Commissioner of Correctional Services, Samuel Tobakhale. The commissioner called him, he said, because after watching the address that he did in the morning, he felt that he must send officials, okay? And the credible correctional service officials to go and inspect this detained person, Ket Madlanga, to go and inspect his cell and search him. It is when they did that, on the direction of the Commissioner of Correctional Services, that they found the cell phone, said Mkhwanazi. Lieutenant General Madlanga Mkhwanazi said that in one instance, Ket Madlanga was found in possession of a cell phone. Remember, there were reports that he was trying to even flash it. And it was facilitated by Correctional Services. Correctional Services isebenzile lana. So that's it, guys. It's pretty much a summary of what happened today. Hey.
This is hard. This is difficult. Very hard these days. We're following one hell of a wish. Press the like button though, please. We appreciate it. And for those who came through and subscribe and still joining membership, we appreciate you more, guys. We love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you.
We appreciate you guys.
Siyabonga. Ngesibonga nje ke nansi list. Nanjelop lapha number 1 with the insight with double like. I hope you press 2 likes from different gadgets though. Laura, our member, thank you. Sfiso Sindane, thank you. Outpost, thank you. Jeremiah Sibanda, thank you. Lindiwe, thank you. Mlungwana Ndlokovana, thank you. Sizwe 18, our member, thank you. Zozo Mahlangu, sorry, thank you. Pulu, thank you. Many use. Sibongile Dlamini, siyabonga. Ntomzodwa Sithole, siyabonga. Tapiwa Shendeline, thank you. Lindiwe Bembe, our member, thank you. Sehlanjalo nje City Kolani Junior Mkalipi, thank you. Pamela Sisane, yeah, almost said that word that we're not supposed to hear. He say here, hey, where's Sisane? Awuzame ubushintshe besibone. Sizoqhatha nebhizi sisebenze kangaka. Good morning, family. Good morning, Sisane. Asibone la ukhola Noseb. Namibia is tuned in. Corruption is destroying Africa at large. Indeed, I like how you're looking at it.
It is destroying the entire Africa.
It's not an issue of South Africa. It's an issue of Africa. Right. Others are running the countries remotely. Tadiwe Dube, thank you. Mbuso Zibula, thank you. Aibo Mulweni fam kanti anjani ama whistleblowers. Hey, ngobzayiphatha.
Andiyazi le drama yaba whistleblowers.
Hey, akudrama. Impela ungenanhliziyo ngayi and nakhona ungathi whistleblower bese uyasebenza ungasebenza uyathengeka. Mamzitha, our member, thank you very much. Siyabonga. Sibona Thandiwe do have mentioned you. Diliza Ndebele, awuziyabonga Diliza, awusama nje igama ke leli kade ngithathe ngibizwe ngalo nalinsizweni Diliza Imbewu. Umamfuneka, thank you Mamfuneka. Nilo LHM, hey, morning family. Lufate phakathi banjani? Oh, Benekat. Hey, Banenkani. Benekat. Good morning, family. Banenkani. Hey, Nina. Hey. Hey. What? Siyabonga kodwa mthozi senilanga awusibonge le moderator sibonge kakhulu siphathe kahle press the like button why singaqedi nje siku 300 ke siqede nje siku 300 siyu 300 futhi ngenkani yethu sithi nje we are going to do it by fire by force sizoyenza lento ngiphinde ngithi ngizelana ngithi ngizobonga nje ku Koskoriza SA. Hey, my daughter. It's funny that after 6 June 2025, everyone wanted to go to the commission and say what they know. Question is, why only now? Indeed. Others, Mbella, they're offering themselves. But siyafuna, we are here. We want to come. Speta mafile. Asazike ngoba mpela ipolitiki umdlalo wamaxoki mpela uyasho ngubani umbomvu lapha hayi umdlalo wamaxoki lona asas ake sibone la sehle nje njalo sithi Brian Bengu, thank you. I am so happy to see the DA being exposed for who they truly are. Hey, we've been singing that manje ke kodwa kunzima ukutshela ukufundisa inkomo uphuza amanzi. Politics is a business. Interest serves interest. Interest serves interest. It's all about money and wealth. Thieves must cover each other and it's their survival. Yes, I cover you here. You hold my back. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's how it is. That's how we're going to be in a GNU. Ultra Star Adams cameras that he said can see him starting work at 6 a.m. Cameras can, yeah. Thank you. And even someone who slit that thing under the door can be seen. They are not selective, these cameras. Can be that it's a ghost, it's something that came spiritually.
They see everything.
And what I
know about the surveillance of, MPs and stuff, it's intense.
Oh, Brian Bengu, siyabonga. Raul Mtrobel, with the greetings Zansi members. Greetings, ubingelela members kuphela. Mtrobel. Generally, I guess you are meaning everyone. Mbali Bembe, hi family, hi Mbali. Muzwake Radebe, morning family, morning. Rivak Chihande, IDEC is a scorpion brought back through the back door with the investment, probably. Allegedly, yes. Khadia Masohan. Khadia Masohan. Hey,
Yafunda God. They're getting much better.
Hlanjiwe sibanda siyabonga Hlanjiwe sibonga kakhulu uthini Hlanjiwe la uthi hello family hello Hlanjiwe Crash good morning Emily and Mr. Ano family as I enter as always with a like press that like button it's a reminder for everyone my daughter uthi Mr. Ano at this rate Mkhwanazi is gonna tell us your name the way he is Wadadakadi. Ay God, uzagabi. Uvuma la. Dani yao. Situba. Hey. Adoje. Kodwa ke abancoko nje. Bongela K member. Good morning my sweet family. With love emoji. Jabu. Yahleka nje ujabu kuphela. Usizwe 18. No Mr. No. Wrong is wrong. Hey, sizwe 18. Iqashiwe ingane yasebenza. Hey, umsebenzi awukho eSouth Africa. Hey, yekani ingane zidle musangithela inhlabathi ophuthulela ingane. Crash.
Ngiyabona nani ku. Nambengeke nginqabe bathi the crime intelligence technical what siyangena how
in essential Gumede blue lights are available for sale indeed like China Mall the real tea udilisileke real tea la can tell you. Team Cool membership. Siyabonga. The Blue Right for sale indeed. Yeah. Umzwakhe Hadebe, I think I've mentioned you. Sibongile Dlamini. I know that Sibongile. Uyabona wena, uyakhulumisana. Ngizokwedlula kanjalo Sibongile. Ngiyakubona ukuthi ubheke futhi ngiyakunderstanda ke mina ngqo impela ngikuzwa kahle. Tobeka D, moderator, good morning. Tobeka D. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. So, morning, gang. Okay. Asibone lana. Ubani singakamsho. Ake siphuthumele ezantsi. Sixobe emsileni. Sibonge kulora. Sithi nje thank you. God bless you, Lord. uNkulunkulu akubusise. Andizela uthathe khona Dumiso Masengemi at good morning family. I am Ima. Yabona ke isingisi. Yabona lento lesingisi le inkinga ngoba after usifunde kakhulu ula uthi ke Ima ngivuka nangendlela ke sibhala ngavele thina ke cha I right correct le ayikho into wrong la. Let me rewind. Yes, Ndumiso Masengemi hayi siyezwa vuko uvele waphupha umzansi nje wavuka. Thembelani Khanye, good morning to the twos. Our member moderator ekuruleni Metro Police files dropped today. Upi ubaloyi noge ninda. Good evening family. Good morning. Asishiye njalo. Engathi singazi kuzozibiza uratha ngoba ayibone lento yokuthi amaphoyisa awekho nje ngcwele wonke.
They are not saying.
Hayi ngoba la kuthi kukhona amaphoyisa ngcwele. Uma ngabe ukuthi uyabhekile la khona ukuthi abheke lento ukuthi ngoba na kuliphoyisa kusho ukuthi likhuluma iqiniso ayisebenzi lento la eSouth Africa. La eSouth Africa ukholwa ngokubona ubhema ukholwe uma ngabe usubonile usuyibonele wena. Press that like button. Sicelo njali Mkhwanazi uphethe yonke into ngiyayivuma lensizwa. Awusuka ivuma insizwa ivuma ingakafi ivuma isesekhona ingakaguqi insizwa ivuma uthi cha uyayivuma. Siyabonga ke sicelo njalo cha sivale ingane zakwethu impela sivale impela ngeke kulunge phela singasa singalele. Press the like button. Some of us still have to drive and still have to come back to this area. Yeah, so press the like button. Siyabonga kakhulu ngane zakwethu.
Guys, thank you so much. Good night and God bless all of you.
Mpela.